Hey everybody, Happy New Year and welcome to Fights with Friends. I am your host, Paul Veracci.
And I am Steve Kepfer. And Happy New Year, bro.
Happy New Year, man.
Yeah.
I am very excited for 2025.
2025. That whole survive to 2025 thing that people are saying in the industry. Kind of bullshit, I think.
I mean, I've never heard it, but it sounds stupid. It sounds really stupid.
It's because last year was so fucked up for everybody.
It's like, I don't know. It's that same thing. I'm like, I don't get it. Like when people do the pound and then they do the explosion. I don't get that.
You don't get this? Do it. Come on, do it.
No.
Yeah, do it right now. Come on.
Happening. No.
Dick.
All right, fine.
All right.
No.
Dick. Anyway, man, who's on the show today?
We have an amazing, wonderful friend of mine coming on, and now a friend of ours.
Yeah.
Sonny Pang.
Dude.
Sonny Pang, for me, I will call him an international action star because that is what I think of him. He is, and Sonny Pang is, for me, is the calmest bad guy in all of Asian cinema.
Yeah, man. And we're talking about Headshot, the movie. And if you guys haven't seen Headshot, at least that's the movie we're going to start with today,
yes.
But it's on Netflix. 100% check it out.
Amazing action. If you like The Raid 2, it is basically that same group of guys.
Mm-hmm. Sonny is the bad boss opposite Iko Uwais.
Yes.
And it's just their finale fight, the two of those guys. It's 11 minutes and 40 seconds long.
And it took 4.5 days to shoot.
Yeah.
Crazy. And he said, well, you're going to find out. I'm not going to give it away. No spoilers.
Yeah. So we talk a lot about making that fight, but it's you guys are going to really dig this. And not to mention, I feel like we did okay considering we had to get up at like super early in the morning and drinking coffee today instead of beer here at the table.
Very true. I mean, I got almost a 2-year-old at the house, so I'm up.
You're always up this early. Not me, dude.
6 o'clock in the morning every day.
Not me. 6 o'clock. But yeah, because Sonny has got a 12-hour difference from Singapore. So this is our first international guest.
It is.
Actually. Pretty cool.
And what I'm also starting to realize is our first guest that is really, really toes the line between acting and stunts.
Yes.
So it's going to be interesting to get his take on both of those.
Yeah, man. Hey, so what's going on in your life, dude?
Right now, I am Comic-Con focused. Tickets just came out. They're releasing, the Funko booth reservations came out.
Mr. Comic-Con VIP over here.
So, hey, I got you your Thursday pass, buddy.
Yeah, well, you always get me a VIP pass. I love it. Thank you.
So that's pretty much I'm making sure I get into all the I mean, this year, with this podcast and everything has really, really made me interested in all the panels that are going on.
Yeah.
In case you didn't know it, also at Comic-Con, there's industry panels. So there's panels that just go over the SAG and the AI stuff.
Yep.
It's really interesting. So I want to go to all those panels and of course the big movie panels.
And by the time this episode drops, that will all have happened already.
Yes.
So follow our socials. We'll post stuff about it. For sure, man. Hey, so we want to thank you to... it is early. I'm not speaking properly right now. My mouth. We want to say thank you to our YouTube subscribers that actually comment on our videos, right? So I think it's Nerd News Today.
And Andy Young Film.
Yeah. Andy Young Film. And the thing is, he was in the past episode, and he immediately subscribed and started watching our stuff. Yeah, that dude's awesome.
He is a good guy.
If you have not,
that was one of my favorite episodes because it felt like it was something that I was so unknowledgeable about. Yeah,
me too.
In the smallest ways, that so much of it was so cool to me.
Yeah, man. If you have not listened to the Andy Young episode, the Merry Little Batman and Harlequin episode, definitely go back and listen to that. It's awesome. And Andy's just an awesome dude. He really got into it.
Andy. Yeah.
He gave us some really cool assets for our video edit.
It's going to be a great episode.
Like if you listen to this podcast, you're definitely going to want to watch that episode because we have tons of great stuff in there. Yeah, totally, man. Hey, we also are sponsoring the Art of Movie Making Film Festival.
That's right. We have our own little con.
Yeah, man. And it's taking place on June 21st and 22nd here in this year, 2025. here in New York City. And it's a great festival. It celebrates all the craftsmen and artisans that go into making movies. And they do actually have a best stunt performance category.
That's great.
Yeah.
So outside of that, I mean, this seems to just kind of focus on the wheel, the gears that really turn, that make a film work.
Yeah.
And this festival seems to be for that, for us.
Yes.
I can say for us.
For us. Yeah, totally. Yeah. I mean, they don't give best picture, best actor, best any of that stuff. It's about best costume, best set decks, best visual effects, best special effects, best props, and best stunt performance, and lots of other great categories. So if you are a filmmaker or a performer or a craftsman that works in movies and you want to submit to this film festival, we will link the Film Freeway URL in our show notes so you can submit. It's a great festival. Plus the networking was really great. What I loved about it was it's a 2-day festival. The first day was all the panels and networking, 100% free.
Oh, that's great.
At least this year it was. And the second day with all the screenings, you had to buy tickets. But just to go network and meet people, totally 100% free.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I dig it. Their heart's in the right place. They're doing all the right things. I'm glad that we can be behind it. And by the way, the winner of the best stunt performance category will be on the show here.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool too.
Be nice to hopefully, get someone early in their career, and then if our podcast continues, bring them back on later.
Oh yeah, totally. We knew you when type stuff, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we also have coming up fights with, what the fuck is our podcast called? Holy shit.
The Fights with Friends podcast. It is early, see? Need another coffee.
Woo! Right? I haven't even taken a sip of this one yet. Yeah. So also we have coming up Fights with Friends. We
are having our first live event. Is that what you're trying to say?
I just had a fucking stroke.
We are having our first live event.
We are doing our screening of Film Jitsu.
Yeah. This is a really cool documentary about grappling and martial arts in the film business, directed by Preston Thomas, who, by the way, in 2 weeks will be on the show.
Yes.
Or no, who 2 weeks ago was on the show.
Yes.
See, this is what happens.
Was he already on the show? We had him on the show.
He was already on the show.
You were already here, Preston.
Yeah. This is what happens when we do all these episodes ahead of time.
Right. They all start to blend together.
Preston was a great guest. No, but seriously,
because he was here.
Because he was here 2 weeks ago. But seriously, all kidding aside, the film is pretty awesome, and we are doing a advanced screening here in New York City.
February 8th?
Yes. And all our Patreon members will get free tickets.
Yes.
Yeah. So definitely keep tabs on our socials. In the show notes, we'll have information about it. If you're on Patreon, you'll definitely get messaging about how to get those tickets. Totally psyched for this.
Yeah.
Come walk the red carpet, hang out with us. There'll be a little after party around the corner at the bar around the corner. It is Fights with Friends, but let's not get into fights at the bar around the corner. No.
With our friends.
With our friends.
We'll fight with the people we don't know.
Yeah, totally. Definitely. So first live event. It's pretty exciting, man.
And as we talk about fighting in public, we can't forget our sponsors.
No, no, or else they'll kick our asses. Totally, dude. But yeah, we need to thank the sponsors.
So Stunt Contact.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for everything you do for the entire production community with all of the information that you put out.
And they did just renew their sponsorship. So yes, they are awesome.
Thank you for that.
They're staying on board with us. Thank you, Noel.
We do appreciate that.
Yeah, man. I mean, if you are looking to get a great breakdown service, definitely check out Stunt Contact. 100%. Top notch.
Fight or Flight Entertainment.
Yeah.
Brett Copes.
Also renewed his sponsorship.
He did. Thank you so much,
We
Brett.
love you, Brett. We love you. If you need a primer in entertainment rigging, flying people, that is what Brett does. That is literally what he does. He flies people. So if you believe you can fly... if you believe you can touch the sky.
There's a pee joke in there somewhere.
There is. But no, seriously, we always forward Brett's workshop announcements on our socials and stuff. So pay attention because he does amazing primer workshops on entertainment rigging for human performance.
Yeah.
If you're a production that needs a key rigger, Brett's your dude.
Yeah,
for sure, man.
And let's not forget Breakfall Studios.
Yeah, us. Yeah,
us. And it's funny. We just did a workshop called Between the Punches, and it's actually something that Sonny brings up on his own about the acting and what goes and making a fight.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes how it's not always the hits.
It's the story.
It's the story.
It's the story in the fight. Yeah, definitely. And I'm actually glad he brought that up. That's a common theme on when we're talking with the stunt folks.
We got so into it, I actually forgot to bring up our bad movie, good action on back because it was perfect to bring up at that moment. But I just got so caught up on listening to him, I forgot.
Yeah,
but that is a perfect example of that.
Yeah, totally, man. So and you can see the space behind us if you're a production or if you are a stunt performer or if you're a stunt coordinator or whatever, you need the space. We rent it out. We train actors. If you need choreography services, you can hit us up, whatever. We're here. Hit us up, man. That's about it, dude. Just don't forget to follow, like, subscribe, show us love
whatever platform you follow us on.
Wherever you find us, man. If it's a like us. If it's a rating, rate us. If it's a review,
thumbs up.
Give us a review, a thumbs up, whatever. I mean, we really appreciate the reviews because we don't put this show behind a paywall. We try to give everything to people for free. So
the comments as well, guys. Good, bad. If you feel you have ways that help us improve, we're always willing to listen and respond.
Yeah, totally. We'll read the bad reviews on the show. 100%.
Like I said, we always want a good laugh.
Haven't gotten any yet, but if they do come through, we will absolutely read them for sure. But seriously, man, take a few minutes and give us a review. We'd really appreciate it. It helps keep us, at the top of the search engines and all that stuff and the algorithms and all that internet stuff. Just helps us out, man.
And in the meantime, let's bring on Sonny Pang.
Yeah, it's time to bring on Sonny.
All right, here we go. Hey, Sonny Pang, how you doing, my friend?
What's up, Steve and Paul?
Yeah, we're so glad we could finally make this happen, man. We tried a few times, but it finally worked. Our schedules finally met.
I'm sorry, man. I was busy that time. I was supposed to schedule on one of the days, but when duty calls, you gotta work.
Yeah, man.
We know how it goes.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Hey,
and you have no idea how happy you are that you're busy.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, same here.
Glad somebody's busy. Hey, Happy New Year, man. Happy New Year.
Yeah, same. All good.
Man.
Yeah.
It's 2025 right now.
It is, yes. This is our New Year's episode.
Yeah, we're recording in the future. Man. Yeah.
2025 hopefully is good. Last year was crazy. The past 2 years for myself and my team was really crazy. It's kind of funny that, it's been 2 years gone right now. Things are slowly moving up the ladder a little bit. Slow, but gradually. I'm not too sure about you guys, but, because you guys suffer a little bit of there was a bit of halting of filming and so on. So how that goes? All good?
It's slowly ramping up. I mean, I don't think we're going to hit the bubble where we were when the streamer bubble, but things are slowly.
I feel like the pipeline is getting full. There's a lot of things coming, but I definitely don't think that the industry came back as fast as everyone thought it was going to. It's still slow going.
Yeah, it's true. Same here. I mean that after 2022, when I was at the year end, I was I was nominated in Golden Horse for Best Action Choreography. Sometimes you have this wild thinking about you'll probably get some nominations, probably get more jobs and so on when you come back to your own country. But that wasn't the case, buddy. That wasn't the case at all. It was just like everything just down quiet, man. And some people even say that we are expensive, so they go much more cheaper alternative. But it comes out, I'm not too sure what to say about that. So it's just like
it's like when a lot of those Academy Award winning actors that won 15 years ago. Now it's like straight to DVD movies.
Yeah,
and you're just
it's really weird, man. It's really weird.
And you said you had to close your studio?
Yeah, I had to close my studio last year in March. Yeah, close my studio because they ramp up the rental price for like 25%, man. So I said
Oh,
that,
wow.
dude, I just signed 2 years of leasing with you. Maybe about 5% I can accept it, but 25% is just like nuts, man. How am I gonna survive? It's
Yeah.
just ridiculous. So at the end of it, they no, they still want to go up 25%. I say forget about it. I just let it go. But the team is
Wow.
still around. On and off. We spoke over. They say, when's the next job? I said, I wish I know, but it was just like all quiet. But then sometimes we have bits and pieces of things going on. So everything's okay, on the pipeline and say, yeah, we're gonna get back to you. But sometimes eventually some come back, some don't. So what the
Mm-hmm.
hell? You just gotta deal with the situation right now.
How spread out is your team? Like, is there anywhere local that you guys can just kind of get together and train, or is it just tough?
Well, we are pretty much scattered all over the place, but usually we are in this group chat together on WhatsApp, so we pretty much stick together. Whenever somebody having birthday, we'll just wish one another. We are
Mm-hmm.
not scattered out, and some of the guys go other team and train. I say just go, if that's job, just go because
Sure.
when come to my team, I always tell them that you train with me, yes, yeah, you will work together with me, yes, but whatever you learn, make sure if somebody out there hire you, use the skill and get some job for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So there's never restricted like, hey, you belong to me, your ass belong to me. There's no such thing, man. So, I don't get jealous that they get job because that's the point that I train them, you
Right.
know,
Sure.
because sometimes well, back in 2019 we were all over the place, right? Where we were really busy with like 8 to 9 projects in 1 year, so we had split the team into two. One of my senior took over the other team, and I go the other team. So some have hired by other team. Just go. Just you don't care. Just want them to survive. It's
Sure.
hard to have jobs like that. As for freelance like us, if you have so many jobs around, I say take it. Don't complain. Just go
Mm-hmm.
get some money and then do your job, and that's it. Yeah. So
And so for the listeners, this your team is the Ronin team, right?
yes, Ronin Action
Yeah.
Group.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah.
You're
So yeah.
looking at other spaces, or you're just kind of in a holding pattern right now?
Well, we are in a holding pattern right now. There are something that we just did on a vertical web series that we are doing. So some of
Mm-hmm.
my guys are in it, and because some of them are fighters, are real martial artists, Chinese martial arts, kickboxing, and taekwondo, and myself. The director like them, so they give them a role and just do the action, do the acting bit. So those are like we are trying to venture out, try different things, and because whether you like it or not, vertigo stuff is on the rise. I even saw just found out there was this short box or short max or something. It's about short film, but they use it on the vertical shoot ways of format to shoot it. So I find it kind of interesting. But because China already started this trend a lot, right? So right now it's fluctuating all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that I need to get my hands on and try it out. But it's
Sure.
kind of difficult when you shoot on a portraits. It's not like the usual ones that you shoot, right?
Yeah.
So you got so when you whip pan or whatever you move your angle, hey, where's my guy? What the hell? I can't catch
Yeah.
it. It's very difficult.
Well, it's
Yeah,
interesting. I have a few friends who are like commercial directors, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now when they book gigs, they have to shoot for vertical, for
yeah,
for square, for
yeah. For square,
horizontal,
horizontal, yeah,
and so they
vertical,
have to
vertical.
they have to frame their shots so they
Yeah,
can use it in any one of those formats when they
yeah,
re-edit. It's crazy.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah.
yeah. It is. It is.
I
It
hope they
is.
don't start making vertical TVs.
Oh
They,
God.
they did. They did. They did. They started doing it online, not on TV. Not on
Right.
TV. Definitely not on TV. So
Yeah.
everybody, it's a trend right now. So I look get to know about this, and right now one of the companies here are trying to set up an OTT platform just for that. Because all you see is like maybe 10 episodes, but each episode lasts about max. We're talking about 3 minutes. The
Mm-hmm.
shorter it is, probably 1.5 minutes, or 2 minutes, or 2 minutes, and that's it. So we are trying to get our hands and try it out because you never know when there's getting funding or maybe like companies or will want to do sponsorship for products and so on. We probably do that.
Sure.
So just like you need to get your hands on it. Of
Like you
course,
said.
there's a lot of
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I was
So
gonna
yeah,
say,
that
like you said, if there's work, take it.
Right.
yeah, take it, man. You got to survive, man. You got to be realistic about about your livelihood. I got 4 kids, and coming home that I'm going to purchase. And, you got to be realistic about how things are. People say, no, you shouldn't do this. You're in headshot and this. I say, fuck all that, man. You got to fucking survive, dude. Let's be realistic and go.
That
right?
was then. This is now.
Yeah, it's a different thing, right? I'm not going to be like holding on to that label and say that I'm this, I'm that. No, but fuck that. Mm-hmm. You gotta survive. The kids gotta eat.
It's funny. You mentioning that, and then going back to what we were saying before about winning an award and whatever. I feel like that's kind of maybe what happens when people win an award. They live in that moment and they never move on from it. And then that's why everyone moves on from them.
Yeah. All the time. The problem with that is just like, even for some of them, yes, but like me and my friend Yen Yen, she's an award-winning actress. I mean that for in Southeast Asia, you can always negotiate out a price, right? Like, maybe, yes, I mean, nominate. If you want me for the job, we can talk about the price. We can renegotiate. It's not like in US, you have your unions to look after you. But for us, we're different. We can negotiate. We don't have nobody to do that by ourselves or our agent. I myself, I don't have a manager. I self-manage myself. Whatever I don't like you, if you say some shit to me, I'll probably bitch slap you. No, I'm just kidding. I mean that we can negotiate out. I mean, she and I, I'm nominated. She got an award for. Both of us has no job, but she was lucky. She have a good agent over in the US, and she did what the Disney Plus project, which is good. But I'm not getting anything at all because because your price tag is high. Come on, man. There's always room to to rediscover the price tag and so on. Right? Sure. There's never say no. Yeah. But the mentality of over back in Southeast Asia, some of the companies would actually have this ego-driven trip that, I have to suppress you in order to get you to work for me. But they'll cut your price down. Let's just say you're in the overall sum, right? Let's just say you're worth about 100,000. They'll cut it all the way down to 220,000, and that's it. Take it or leave it. And it's just like, with that kind of price, and you look back and so on, it being squeezed up to your neck, man. So you got no choice but to accept it. You know what I mean?
They play it like, well, we'll just get somebody else?
And that's right. That's right. And with this COVID that happens, everything go down the drain, and nobody's hiring, then not much a job. But way before COVID happens, I still remember on the 2020, I went to Malaysia to sign a contract, and there was a big project going on. And when I come back 1 week, I think it's about 2 weeks later or 3 weeks later, they announced of lockdown. And I said, we were screwed, man. I mean, perfectly screwed. Everything go down the line. We don't know when are they going to reopen the whole place again. So whatever we worked so hard for the past how many years, right? It's all down the drain just because of one COVID. But anyway, that being said, so it is what it is right now. So you got to learn how to adapt it. I mean, I lost a lot of money, but I was lucky enough back in 2021. Gareth Evans give me a call and say, "Hey man, I got some role for you in Havoc." And okay, I mean that saved my life. Yeah,
there are some pretty heavy hitters in that film.
Oh yeah, big time. Hey man, Close Encounter with Forest Whitaker, Mr. Forest Whitaker was absolutely fabulous, man. It's an awesome experience. I mean, I get to see him, and they do some introductions, and I was holding his hand. I was just like, and my friend Yen Yen was together with me. And she hugged him, and I don't know why I'm holding your hands. Maybe I try to absorb some power, man. Give me some. He's so graceful.
When I got a call for Godfather of Harlem, I was so excited.
Oh my God!
And then I didn't think I got it. Found out I did get it because they called me and told me they cut the scene.
I
was so bummed.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crap, man.
Yeah, totally.
That's BS, dude.
So how did so is there a release date on Havoc yet, or any news you can?
We did get some hint. Okay, I'm not too sure how clear is that going to be. How true that it's probably on the first quarter of next year. This year actually. So we'll see what actually happens. Yeah, I'm still trying to fine tune the trying to find information about that. So we'll see what actually happens. Yeah.
Cool. So let's take it back to a time when things were good. Let's go back to 2016.
Yes.
All right.
And let's get into Headshot and this final fight.
Yeah, this fight is crazy.
This is a great fight.
Oh, thank you.
11 minutes and 42 seconds long.
I've got to say, you are kind of like a sleeper because nobody, well, at least I don't, like, all of a sudden when I'm like, okay, he's so soft spoken, and then you start moving and I'm like, what in the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
It was fun, and we shot that for like 4 days, four and a half days, 4 days, yeah. And it's kind of crazy. Every day was like 14 hours.
Yeah.
Excluding the makeups. Yeah, excluding the makeups.
What a reset. I was going to ask, now that you bring up the makeup, what's a reset like when the effects are obviously, they seem practical. They don't seem, maybe there's a little bit of CGI added on, but it looks like all pretty practical and all pretty juicy. So most
of the things are practical. My makeup will just put it on, and then after that, will just like, it lasted for a bit. Only certain times you need to touch up, like the sweat and blood and so on. That's it. The rest is all good. The one thing that I cannot get used to was the contact lens, because it was just like making my eyes very dry. And then we just like keep on putting up some lubricants just to make it a little bit more, wet and easy for me to close and open my eyes. It's because I don't wear contact lens.
Was that just for your character, or was that
for the character?
Okay.
Yeah. If you notice, there's a white spot.
Right. You had
those kind of things. So other than that, the time, the rest of it was just pretty much, the CGI. Some of it's CGI. The rest are all practical.
Wow.
Yeah.
So for the people watching and listening, we have a link to the fight in the show notes. So you should hit pause right now, go watch the fight, then come back, hit unpause, and continue listening so you know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So, is it Iko?
Iko.
Okay, so now does he do? I heard or read somewhere that he does all of his own choreography for his scenes, at least.
He does has a team, but sometimes because he's kind of busy man, sometimes he will come in and then we do the choreo. Like the final fight scene, me and him, there is a set going on. They set design a little bit without Iko at first. So it's almost, because I can't understand much of a Bahasa in their language, but Iko will come in and say, no, let's try this out. And then when they up to a certain time that they pause, and I did come up with a suggestion because I'm a Chinese martial art practitioner myself, the traditional one. So I said, let's try this way, because the director Timo Chichanto was actually wanted me to do the fist, the claw hands. So I said, let's try this way and see how it works. Ego accepted, he's very, very receiving, that's never in the sense of ego at all. When you work with him, it's really, really, it's all about give and take. There's never a sense of like, I'm better than you, I'm this international star, never. So we work well. And after that, when he approved it, and then we just continue, they'll do a video board, and I will just go through it by myself. Sometimes I go through with him, and then that's it. We move on to the shoot, because we don't shoot in a continual master shot. There is previous, so we just follow shot by shot. Yeah, that's how it works. But it was fun. Yeah, working with him was fun. Yeah.
What about being directed by Timo?
Timo, he's an asshole. No, I'm just kidding.
And look, we have a special guest. No, just kidding.
But how much latitude does he give you guys with the fight choreography, or does he have in his mind how he wants?
Yes, he does. Yeah. He does a little bit here and there. He'll just let you do your thing. But once he comes in, maybe we can do this a little bit, because that's what he wanted to see, right? So give a little bit of like suspense, or maybe almost kind of like dead bits. He will change a little bit, bits and pieces, not everything. No. The rest of it is just run by itself. And I remember that time, because we have very limited time to shoot, right? Because of the budget that we have was very limited. So on our off days, he and the rest of the stunt guys would actually do storyboard shoots rather than, do it way before, because everything would just suddenly just commission the whole thing and they have to do it. I was just
that sounds like a previs.
Yeah, previs, yeah.
Okay.
Previs, they do it on the off day sometimes, because we already start shooting. Some of the previs already done, so it's okay. But then again, they have other things they need to do as well, especially the fight scenes, the gunfight scenes, what they need to do, so they gotta do it go behind the studio and just shoot it down during their off days. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. He's like, I mean, he's just like not sleep or something. He had no choice. This is the kind of timeline they have. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. Yeah,
it sounds almost like television, because television is like fast.
Mm-hmm.
We're choreographing stuff on.
Yeah, the director will say something, and then they'll pull you off, and you'll be shooting a previs for him on what you're going to shoot, and it's like happening right in the moment.
So it's very much sounds like working on TV when we're doing multiple episodes, crossboarding, everything's super fast. We're also choreographing stuff, on our off days or at base camp or whatever,
Yeah, same thing. Yeah. So those days, no, he doesn't really like that way of working, but because of the budget's constraint and the days constraint.
Sure.
And we were shooting in Batam Island. Not too sure you guys know, but there's an Infinite Studio there, so we shoot everything there. But it's just like our hotel, no, our chalet where we stay, right? It's just like 5 minutes of drive to the studio, so everything is very convenient. Right?
How many shoot days was the entire production? How many shoot days was it about?
I think if I'm not wrong, it's about 42 days.
Okay, just over a month.
Yeah. Wow, and 4 days was that fight.
Yeah,
that's wow.
Yeah, and sometimes they need to spend some of the other days with the other fights as well. So those are the days they need to figure out.
Dude, one of my favorite fights in that whole movie is when you're sitting there eating lunch.
Oh yeah.
Well, I eat a lot.
Yeah. It's kind of like, oh, you're firing me? After I watched it, I told Paul, I said, this reminds me a lot in the tone of the bar fight with the bikers in Bronx Tale.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It's like where he closes the door and he's like, okay, yous can't leave now.
No, yous can't leave.
That was such a great scene. I almost like it in a way. I mean, I know the finale fight is more complicated and whatnot, but I really love that warehouse fight when they try to fire you. Oh my gosh, so good.
I mean, in headshot is good, but initially it wasn't headshot. It was supposed to be the night come for us first. It was supposed to be night come for us first because of that. I first met Timo was back in 2013, and that's where we met him through our mutual friends contacts. Because Timo was asking him that, do you have an ugly mud-looking Chinese that can fight, that can act? So he said, point the direction to me. So after that, I got the contact, and then we came out, have a coffee, and tell me about this idea about the night come for us. And initially was just like, okay, definitely I will. Are we doing? And he sent me the script. I read through. I mean, this guy was good. Then after that, I figured out that I actually watched his film before. It's an Indonesian slasher horror called Rumah Dada. It's about a slasher film. When I watch it on big screen, I can't remember his face because it's pure ugliness. So I just forget about his face as a director. But definitely that when I watch his film, I say this guy got a really good standard of doing a slasher film, because I never see a standard like that. So westernized, so good, and the horror part, the blood, the grittiness, everything is there. So finally one day I'll get to meet him, and so we talk about the night come for us. So we did go into pre-production, and Gareth was the one supposed to doing the action bits, and Timo was supposed to do the drama bits. But then we go to rehearsal. I was supposed to fight Mad Dog at one point in the story.
That's Bobby, right?
No, Mad Dog. The Mad guy Dog. From the Red Redemption.
Oh yes,
from
that's
the Raid.
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Raid.
Yeah.
The long haired dude. Yeah,
I forget who he was, but he's come over here and done some training and done some workshops actually.
Yeah, he actually did pretty recently, or within the last couple of years, I think.
Oh, cool. So we're supposed to do the scene that we did practice, and I was supposed to have a final fight with Joe Taslim. We did all that, okay, but there was one day when we came back, because we have a break like probably a week, and then after that we're gonna go into a much more details of blockings and so on. But then when we come back, everything was put on hold, and I got called into Gareth's office Gareth apologized to me. There's something going on. I don't know what it is. Till this day, I don't know what the hell's going on. Maybe somebody backed out or whatever it is. Budget, I'm not too sure what was happened. So they have to close down the whole thing.
Wow.
Right. So I was just kind of like a little bit disappointed because I was there for like good two months plus ish. So I was just kind of like disappointed. But I said it that to get to know you guys it's really good. So I think that it is what it is, right?
Is that why, if I remember, you didn't have a fight in The Night Comes for Us? Is that why?
I didn't have a fight. Things changed.
Okay.
Things changed.
I was wondering when I was watching it, and then I immediately put on Headshot afterwards, and then I realized that was a really bad idea because I was like, because there's the same actors.
Yeah.
So then I was just like watching them back to back. I started confusing parts. like the character that plays Crazy Bobby. And
Bobby,
and one he protects the girl, and then in the other one, but he's got that look. He's my favorite. And all of those outside of you, of course. He's my favorite. He is such a good actor. And then it's so great when you see him, like in pictures and on the walkway. And I was like, oh, he's so normal. He's so normal. He seems like such a nice guy.
He is. We are old friends since back in 2007 or 8.
Wow.
Back those days. Yeah, we know each other for a long time. My second teacher, who actually the Hong Kongers, same teacher we both have. So we have the same clan. So his name is Zach Lee. Zach is awesome, man. Zach, yeah. So like I said, so we then right after when Gareth actually spoke to me. When I went back and started packing, probably the next day I needed to catch a flight back to Singapore, right? So Timo came to my place, to my condo, and we have a chat. He said, whatever I do next, I'll make sure you're in it. I said, it doesn't matter, dude. I mean, to get to know you guys, they have this opportunity to meet Iko and the rest. It's all good, right? So all good. So a couple of months later, 6 or 8 months later, he may go, hey, we have this headshot, you're in it. Say, okay, get your ass ready and we get going. So that's how headshot happens. Yeah, everything moved very fast.
It's all, they say all the time, it's a relationship business, right?
Mm-hmm.
So something
there's always been.
something that crashes could lead to so many bigger and better things.
Yeah, I mean that I'm very grateful to this day for Gareth Evans and Timo, who get me into the spots in that international limelight. Mm-hmm. But then again, I appreciate that Gareth that also put me into Havoc. Mm-hmm. He said that when he spoke to me, well, I thought about you when I wrote this character. I said, why you think about me for? I'm straight, man. What the hell is wrong with you? I'm not woke, man. so after that, you just get me over, and then we started Havoc. I see the whole set, experience the different ways of shooting, right? I mean, sure. I think that budget was like, what, 80 million or 100 million project?
Wow.
It's crazy, man. And I'm telling you this, guys, man, there's one particular person, okay? Her name is Michelle, the MMA fighter. You know who I'm talking about, right?
Mm-hmm. She's in
Michelle,
Havoc?
Right? She's in Havoc, man.
Yeah.
Okay, the MMA fighter, the girl, the karate hottie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What's her last name? I know, the karate hottie. That's how I know her. Is it Waters?
Yeah.
Waters? No, Michelle.
Watterson. Yeah, Watterson.
Yeah, Watterson.
Michelle Watterson.
Yep.
She is fucking on point, man. You gotta watch out for her. In this movie, she kick ass, dude. My God.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, you guys won't regret it, man. I'm telling you, this movie is gonna rock everybody's sock, though. And I watch the footage, I'm just like, damn, man, this is gonna burn the whole place down. Really.
I mean, I can't wait. Everything about it looks pretty.
Oh man, you have no idea, dude. You have no idea. Really, you gotta look at Michelle, man. Man, I mean, I know her. She's such a jovial person, man. Talk to her, and she's so easygoing, and like everybody is easygoing with all the cast and crew. Mm-hmm. But then again, when she start putting up the looks, man, oh my God, I ain't gonna piss her off, man.
I always found that a lot of the female MMA stars that went into acting, I always felt that they did better than a lot of the males that got into it sometimes. Just in general, like I love Gina Carano. Sorry, like her personal opinions, I don't give a fuck about. But in the movies, I think she's great.
She's all right.
I like her movies. I like her fighting. I like the way she moves on camera. Like I think she's great. I think she does well with it.
Haywire was good, and Mandalorian was good.
Mandalorian,
Mandalorian, that was good. Yeah, those are like, it was surprisingly how well they did. You know, I'm not too sure about Ronda Rousey, but I'm not really a big fan of hers. Yeah. But then again, so when I see her fight, it was okay, not too bad.
She was okay in what was it, Mile 22?
Mile 22, yeah, she was okay there.
She was okay in that. But,
she was okay in there. Fast and Furious, she's not too bad.
She always seems to be Ronda Rousey.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like at least Gina Carano is not Ronda Rousey. I guess that's the best way to put it.
I think she's more. I think she's more sensible towards her character play. You can tell she switched between characters. Like even for Mandalorian, I mean that was like, I really like her character then. Right. And for Michelle right now, man, switch on, she's gone, man.
So her acting,
her
acting was good, man.
Yeah,
acting was good. You know, I firsthand with this, I know what I'm looking at, because Gareth showed some of the footage to me. I was just like, man, this is like, I told immediately. I see Michelle. I said, you are gonna be way up there, man. Really, it's gonna skyrocket her career. Yeah,
I can't wait.
Yo, speaking of acting, we were watching some of the older short films that you've done that are not action films.
Yeah,
well, that was I asked you to send me some links because we were doing a little bit of homework, and I was like, I can't find these anywhere. I was like, you know what? Let me ask Sonny.
Yeah, but like, so The Bedroom of the Mountain King. We linked that in the show notes too. That was so good, and then
thank you.
I don't know if you know, but like before I made martial arts my career, I was a pediatric art therapist. So like that film actually really hit home for me. It was really, really good, man.
Yeah, I think there's the story that story is real. There's some parts of it, but not everything. You know, that was directly from the director's notes, and he told me about certain stories going on. So when I read about it, I say, he told me that there's not really a lot of money. I said, no, don't worry about it. I want to do this. You know, I want to try it. You know, but a lot of people would think that I'm difficult to approach. But once you have the role that I think I want to experiment and feel, because when you come to a certain age, like myself, I'm 52 now, so you tend to see things in perspective rather than just about your ego flexing or how good your martial arts is, right? I mean, life is more tougher than that. So I want to experience those kind of life, that what people will go through. I mean, the father of that character really go through a lot, not just simply every day from day to day. I mean, your son's going to be like that. You know, how you're going to deal with the situation. So like so much problems going on.
So for the listener, just so you know, this is a short film about a single father struggling to raise an autistic boy. And
crazy.
It's very, very well done.
Thank you.
And also just the way that they presented autism, like when he lost his earmuffs, when he was getting bullied and the kids took his earmuffs away, and the overwhelming feeling sensations of all the different sounds and everything. It was just really, really well done.
Yeah, it is.
And Paul sent it to me. He's like, "Oh, check out these. Check out these." And I was expecting, action. I was expecting action, and then
nope.
No, but so when you let's go back when you started in the business. Your family owned a talent agency or something like that?
No, my brother has that time I just came out from my national service. Right. I mean we need to go to manage national service when we reach 18 years old. So I came out, was 20. So my brother has an agency for extra. So I said, hey, come join, have some fun, make some money, which I did. So that's how I get started. I was an extra. But the second day or the third day, the director looked at me from Hong Kong directors based in Singapore, look at me and said, can you say these lines? So I said, what? Say lines? Shit, I wasn't trained before, man. So I did try to muffle my way out, right? which is okay. So blah 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 blah. Okay, that's it. Move on, and then from there onwards, I was being called all the time, and my brother constantly had jobs for me and so on. So that's how I started. Yeah, and then martial art was this. I back then I joined a martial arts school, a Chinese school, which is mixed fusion with different martial arts, boxing, kickboxing, with Kali, and there's a lot of things coming in to this martial arts school called Namapai. Back then was very popular. There's a lot of school back then, back in the 90s. So I joined them, and then I was still training. And then one day, and how I get my hands on to stunts was that one day I was stretching because I was getting ready for a competition, an inter-school competition. So I was stretching, I was kicking, and one of this stunt director, who was my first teacher for stunts, saw that I was stretching and was kicking. He called me over and said, "Hey, brother, come over here." So he said, "You know martial arts, Kung Fu?" Yeah, I said, "I know a little bit. Can you show me a kick?" So I do a jumping back hook, whoop, right across his face. Of course, I don't really kick him. He wanted show him some tricks, so which I did. So they said, "Come by in about give me your number and I'll call you." So which I did. So I went for a bit of 1 day training and I got a job as a stunt person. So I was juggling between being a part-time actor and a stunt person part-time as well. But those days we were really, really busy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was fun.
Is it the so? Did you gravitate towards one in particular? The physicality of the stunt work or the acting, or you were
equally distributed both sides. But there was back in 1999, the end of 1999, beginning of 2000, I was looking at myself, I'm going nowhere, right? The money they're making, the kind of like reputation I'm making, I'm not getting bigger roles. So I tell myself better not waste my time or on this and maybe do some of the job. So I went into security line, right? Security line. I learned some stuff from some of the guys, some of the local guys to do security, and then I went into being a bouncer. And from bouncer in Hard Rock Cafe, Singapore, 3 months later, I was promoted to supervisor, and I was there for like good, probably like maybe a year, right? So I was doing this. It was not too bad. It's bringing some money because back in those days, 1997, when the Hong Kongers left, a big chunk of Hong Kongers left Singapore because usually it was dominated by Hong Kong directors, scriptwriters, and so on. But 1997, because they went back to Hong Kong just to, or maybe leave Singapore to just go back to Hong Kong. So a lot of things was slowly dying off. Action was minimized and a lot of things was just cut down. So I can't do nothing, man. There's not much of stunt work. There's not much of acting work. So might as well just do something else. So which I did. I stayed away for like good 3 years, 4 years ish. And then I get a call back again. One day there was this director was looking for a character that he want looking for a very scrawny, skinny back then. So which I was very skinny back then. So he said that, I maybe not look the part, that we can try an audition and see what happened. So I went for the auditions and I got the part. And from there onwards, I sort of like fall in love again. Just like, hey, this is quite fun, man, in a feature film. I've always done TV my whole life. I've never done movies. So that movie was called Geylang the Geylang Massacre, which is good. And won 4 awards back in France, I think. Yeah. So that's how I got back into more acting then. Then slowly people discovered that I actually know stunts. Yeah, that's how it all started. Yeah, so I get back again. Yeah, after that.
So now that your career is, definitely leaned more towards stunts, you have the, your crew and everything. Have you found that there's been that? Have you had to make the choice of like, oh, I have an acting role coming up, but I've also got stunts coming up? Have you?
Oh, that happens.
Yeah, it does. And do you seem to lean more towards stunts or more towards acting? Which do you prefer? When you have the choice, because.
Okay, if I have the choice right now, I think I'll go to stunts because I can create more jobs for my guys. Like if you're able to create more jobs back in those days there when we had more jobs, I feel fulfilled, right, by helping my fellow Singaporeans. because I think that stunts is something that, or action in general, in Singapore is very minimum. Or maybe some people will proclaim they are this and that, but you look at the stunts and even the acting was so bad. But because I have both acting and action together, because I know both of them, so when I train people, they were surprised that there's a lot of details going on. I will tell them that don't just look at the person and look at the count, try to counter the fight moves, but what is happening at that moment, you have to feel it, those kind of things. Because a lot of people just blindly blocking the knives, kicking, but there is no emotions, right? So when I bring that to the table, they was just like, oh wow, there's so many things going on, right? For stunt wise, because of the safety protocol, there is none existent in Singapore. And I can tell you that one incident, I nearly got stabbed by a real knife, okay, with a stunt coordinator here. You know how you do? Okay, we have to find a knife. I thought they're probably a rubber knife or something, right? Because it's a wide shot, not a close up. They took the kitchen knife and go to the roadside and blunt it and stick tapes onto it and do action. I say, what the hell? And the actors forced his head way in. I was blocking this way, and he went through and I grabbed hold of the hand. The knife was this little bit away from my stomach.
Wow.
And I'm just like, so that's why we have a set of protocols.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Steve.
What I was going to say, because I read in an old interview with you that you were injured in some kind of wire accident or something.
Yes, I did. Yeah, the wire accident was crazy. What happened was that I don't want to mention the which project it is. Okay?
Sure.
Because it was very favorable towards certain people, because this stunt director liked favoritism, because he's big in somewhere, right? And I need to do a scene where I got pushed like from a power, like a airbender power blast, and I flew off and I crash landed on the table. That's actually okay for me, right? Well, I mean anybody can do that. But there is a crash because after the shot is wide, and once I go over and crash onto it, there's a top shot that see me land on the table without seeing the crash mats below. They gave me only 4 slices of crash mats. The rest of the area did not cover. So where did they let me go? They let me go with a part where there is no
crash pad.
There is no crash mats at all. So I landed on my knee. Even though I have protection, you guess what happened to the protection knee? Break. And my knee was this big, right? And I was yelling in pain. I was just like holding on to it. And my friend back then was a director, is a good friend of mine, who actually directed me a couple of times. And he gave me the first shot of doing one of the lead action movie that I did. So he was very upset because I got injured, right? So he felt very sorry that this thing happened. But because that I did not suck up to this person, right, and try to, hey, how are you, and try to be nice and try to say everything good about him. I'm focused on my work, man. I got no time for all this bullshit, right? But everybody just suck up to him, but I don't. I don't give a crap who you are, dude. I'm just here for my friend, right?
Right.
So therefore, when I go hospital and X-ray, our kneecap, right? It's just flat, correct? Cover our joints.
Yeah.
That kneecap over there, there's a bump suddenly. It calcified because of the impact that I got.
Yeah.
And guess what? There was no medical. I just applied some cold ice block on my.
Just put some water on it.
Yeah, just put no. Put oil on it and let it fire, man. God damn it.
Put some water on that shit. You'll be fine.
No, fuck no, dude. So I put ice pack and let it swell down. And guess what? 3 days later, I got another shoot. I got another fight scene, which is the major final fight scene. Right? There was this guy who was supposed to a stunt double who played the lead, played the main antagonist. Stunt double was supposed to jump up and do a spinning kick on directly to my chest. But instead, do you know where it landed? Though? Directly to my face. And not just once, not just twice, but I think 3 times here, if I'm not wrong. And my nose started to bleed. And that person down there and said, be careful before my guys knock you out. I said, "Do you know who I am, man? I used to fight in the ring, so you can try as much as you can, motherfucker."
Speaking of getting hit for real, just in that the final fight of Headshot, that big slow motion fight looks like you actually got hit.
Oh, actually, I did get hit.
Yeah,
for real.
I was like, I was watching. It's like, there's no way
that was fake.
There's no way that was fake.
That was real hit. That hit was initially I requested for an elbow strike, and then they said no, use the hands. Iko said use hand and punch, but not it's a stack, not an actual hit.
Mm-hmm.
But we tried the stack, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So
right.
Timo wanted to look as close as real as possible. We tried many takes, so I got frustrated. I tell you, so I raised my hand and said, "Timo, listen." I say, "Why don't you hit me for real?" Iko just said, "What?" I said, "Yeah, don't worry about it. You know, I train as a boxer because I can take impact. That's no problem, right?" So I said that he got a bit worried. I said, "No, don't worry, just go for it, right?" So I said that maybe you do like an O shape, like when you go fast, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you do this rather than this, when you do this, right? It's an O shape, right?
Yeah.
So you just go boom, punch. I hit on my face, right? So I just react onto it. So a couple of takes we tried. Instead of hitting me this way, he go and slap me. I said, "Dude, I'm not a bitch, man, so don't slap me, goddammit."
He was trying to be nice.
So he hit me there's one part he hit me for real, so I felt it and I just react onto it. Yeah, I think there was like a good 3 to 4 takes, yeah. Then we got the shot, then we move on.
That's an awesome shot.
Yeah, that's a great shot.
Yeah, but it's okay. I like that shot too, you know. So I said, hit me for real, it's fine, you know.
I was doing mocap work one day, and someone was throwing an uppercut, and they just were not getting it,
Shit.
And I'm like, "Look, just hit me." And then person, hit me, and I'm like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, "Can you just fucking hit me?" I'm like, "Just hit me."
Yeah, that's right.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, "There's nothing." Like, I fight. I'm like, "There's nothing you could throw to my bot that's gonna hurt." I'm like, "Just throw it away." So this person just starts, and they're 4-minute takes, right? So we did like 3 or 4 4-minute takes, and they're just smashing my body to get the shot. And then afterwards, they're like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And then she's like, "What are you made out of?" And I'm like, "Who taught you to punch?"
Yeah, that's right. I mean, they're worried about this because that you joined contact sports. Mm-hmm. I did contact sports. We know what's the impact all about. We can absorb it. It's not going to be deadly. Of course, you feel the impact, not the super hard one, but then again, you can do it for the camera. You can do it, no problem. A lot of people think that to be an action actor is going to be like, as long as I look good, I know how to react. Yeah, that's it. But then again, sometimes I think that those who really go through all the pain and all the impact, like some of the great actors like Sammo Hung, like my all-time favorite Sammo Hung, he would let you have the impact, and he would take impact himself.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see that those movies are always memorable, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's really good. You can feel the pain, you can feel the speed. Yeah.
Like the final fight in Killzone between him and Donnie Yen.
Oh my God, that one is crazy, man.
That was an amazing fight with some insane hard hits.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I was going to say that when you were talking about taking that real punch, one that I always think of was in Flashpoint when I forget the actor's name, but he threw the girl out in the street. And they're in they're in the outdoor bar, and then he has him up against the wall, and Donnie Yen does a slow motion and punches him. And and for years I was like, how did they do that? And then our friend Federico told me, he was like, he literally paid him, and he was like, just let me punch you, just let me knock you out.
Yeah.
And then
that's right.
That's how they got it.
Yeah,
that's right. I mean, that punch was heavy. You can see in slow motion. It was this way, right?
Yeah.
So it's connected directly. So you can see that it actually went through. But I think that he did not control that punch, which one of the Donnians, right-hand man, if I'm not wrong, is actually one of my teammates, my old teammates back in the 90s, right? I mean, he's right now joined them. He was the one who stunned double Colin Chow in the final fight. And remember, there was one part, he widened the jump out on a flying hook, hit directly to the ear. That guy is my friend.
Wow.
Yeah. That guy's my friend. Stunt double for Colin.
That was
crazy, man.
That was the end when we were watching with my first coach and his student, Riley Bodycomb. And at the end, when he put him in the rear naked choke and he crossed his legs, he was sitting next to me and he just goes, Donnie, he goes, no, like you don't cross your legs and you do the rear naked choke.
Yeah, but so
funny.
But
in the theater, he just screams.
But that had some of the best earlier representation of grappling, though.
Yes, that was when Donnie Yen was all into. I believe it was free fight. He called it. And he did that, and he was just
the suplex,
everything.
Suplex, just like good. All that
everything.
Stuff. So good.
Yeah.
Good. Speaking of names, when we were looking back at some of your stuff, the name James Lee comes up a lot.
Yes. I worked with him a lot.
Who is James Lee? Can you tell us about him?
James Lee is a director from Malaysia, and he was the one who actually discovered me through my work. He watched me in a lot of short films and films, and also art films that I'm in. So one day he went to Indonesia to see one of the reels from my second teacher, because my second teacher is actually based in Indonesia, but he's a Hong Konger, right? I was supposed to do a project together with him, but it didn't happen. But it's all good. So he went to my teacher and then was looking for pitching of some co-productions. And then my teacher actually showed him my show reel. And he was just like, oh, this guy is actually, he kind of liked me, the way I fight and everything. So after that, he got a lot of things that on his mind, he wanted to cast me in. But then when he went back to Malaysia with his group of friends, he said, do anybody knows about this guy called Sunny Pang? Yeah, he was in this picture. Then it was just a surprise it was me, because I always different on different characters. So he contacted me and gave me a call and a chat about, well, would we okay to come down to Malaysia to work together with him? I said, yeah, why not? Just always look for an overseas project. So, the video that I sent you, Paul, the Call If You Need Me, that's the first collaboration that we had together. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. That's the long one that we didn't get to watch yet.
That's the feature length one.
That's the feature length.
That's the feature length one.
Yeah.
And it's very simple, and the way he does things is very simple. So he just trying to figure out that whether we can work together as how the chemistry goes like. And at the end, we have a very good films together. With this Call If You Need Me, and his way of directing is very artistic, because he come from an artistic background, and then after that he came into more commercials. And one thing in common that we both have, we love playing Call of Duty and Battlefield.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I play Helldivers right now. Have you played that yet?
Helldivers? Oh, I don't have a chance yet.
Oh,
it's
my
good,
God.
huh?
It's so good.
Oh, hell. Okay, thank you. Now I'm going to spend money again.
I'm still lost in the Sniper Elite multiplayer.
And PS4 world.
Oh,
yeah, I
my God.
Look, I haven't upgraded to the PS5 yet, man. That's all. I don't really see a need to, honestly, because I use the PlayStation mainly as a smart TV.
Oh, okay.
That's basically it.
Nice.
So we in the show notes we linked a bunch of the old productions with Lee and all that, so people can watch them for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
They're really good. So, like even the one you sent, 3 Days Grace.
Yeah.
Talk about how you were younger and slimmer back then. Yeah.
Actually, I dropped my weights. They want me to drop my weights for like a good 9 kilograms of weights. So, which I did in the short span of like 2 months, less than 2 months, I think.
Wow. Yeah.
So I go crazy diets. I don't have carbs. If I want to take carbs, I do complex carbs. Then I run every day, and I do a lot of push-ups, sit-ups, and I drop like really crazy. I sweat almost every day. Yeah, every day is just black coffee, no sugar, nothing. So within that short span of time, I just just gone down.
And that was also based on true story of the director, because during the credits they showed actual photographs. It looks like family photographs.
No, it's a family photo. It's not. It's actually based on, about father. About a family between father and son, right? Mm-hmm. And also the back, because the father theme was very close towards the director's father, how things were, right? So you want to dedicate it to the father. And at the end, I lost my father when I was 11. So we talk a little bit of that. We have a bit of interview. I say, yeah, I miss my father most of the time because he was the one who actually, carried the whole family. But once he passed on, everything was just gone, right? And the most important for us men to have this duty to make sure everybody, have proper food on the tables with education and so on, right? I mean, I see that in him, right? So when this thing came in, I was just like, okay, let's do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was very glad that I picked up this thing, and I'm very glad that the director Kenny, who actually let me do this because it brings out a lot of good memories as well.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. So it's for those listening, it's about a son who has to, by circumstance, spend 3 days with his aging and ill father and taking care of him and all this kind of stuff. And then there's a coming of terms with that relationship. It again, it's not an action movie.
No, it's not.
It's just straight acting, and it's so good.
Heartfelt emotion.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
Yeah, it does. It does. I'm doing lesser of all this kind of project. So because I tell myself that around 55, I'll probably go behind the line more. I'm trying to get my hands on directing as well, and directing both action direct, both of these things. So I think that they'll hopefully to get all my other projects that I'm going to do to direct very soon in a very classical. I won't say that it's not remade. It's a homage to some of the characters that I like back in those 80s, those samurais era of type of hero, right? So hopefully I can get we can get this or go in and produce it and direct it soon. So yeah,
cool.
Yeah, but because I think that you have to be in Southeast Asia. I'll be honest with you, it's not going to be very easy for us as an actor, right? And I don't have any agents back in the US. I wish I could. I have, but I don't think so. You want an old guy like me to be there. So I mean, it's good that to be there so I can see you guys and learn from you guys some sambo and Krav Maga my ass, Paul.
What'd you say? Grab your ass, Paul. Grab
No,
your ass.
Krav Maga my ass.
We have a private chat for that.
So I mean that it will be good. I have some friends over there and fans over in US as well. But a lot of people think that this Havoc thing gonna probably bring me up to the US or to the Western world. I'm not too sure, dude. Nothing is for certain in the film world right now, especially in this geography, in this timeline.
Yeah.
And I can see that things are gonna change. So we have to brace for some changes.
But still, the Havoc is huge. I'm so looking forward to it. It's Tom Hardy, Timothy Oliphant, Forest Whitaker,
Louis
Guzman.
You have no idea. Jeez, man. Holy crap.
We were talking about
Gareth Evans, of course.
Last week we were talking about that guy roles.
Yeah.
Right? This could be your that guy role. And then you could be that, it's that guy.
Yeah.
And then boom. And that this is, your first probably going to be a big US movie. And then that guy.
Yeah.
It's all good, man.
We'll have to have you back on the show after it comes out.
And it's also your soothing, hypnotic, sexy voice.
Oh, hell. Let's not go there, dude.
Hey, speaking of voices, a question.
Yeah.
So I know. So what's the language situation in Singapore? There's like 4 languages, and I notice English, Malay,
Chinese,
Cantonese,
and you go through all of them in a movie.
No.
No, but a lot of times in the movies you're switching languages pretty frequently.
Yes, we are trying to mix everything together right now, but our primary dialogue will be primary use language is English, right? And we also have our mother tongue. That's either Chinese. If you're Chinese, you learn Chinese. If not, you learn your Malays or Indians, things like that, man.
Mm-hmm.
So primary, we can understand each other pretty well, but there's a lot of Chinese dominant films coming up. So mostly they think they're going to create the market over here, but I'm not too sure that's going to work. But if you mix and match, like the Chinese and the Malays and the Indians, like the TV series I made called Code of Law, which was very popular and we have very high ratings back in Singapore, because I play as a cop that is actually very, very down and out. It always get very edgy. And then the other cops who just like, a greenhorn So we both mix and match, and with the lawyers, it's almost like Law and Order over in the States. So
Cool.
it's the other version, the Singapore version. That one has a lot of followings, right? But we only up to about, I was there for like 4 seasons and that's it. I got killed off. So I got sent off. But then again, when you have that, we have what, over 1 million plus each viewer back in those days.
Wow.
Yeah. It was one of the highest rated TV series back then. Yeah. Now it just go, no.
Yeah. Dude, this was so much fun.
This was so much fun having you, man. This is a great interview. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, man. And how can people follow you on
Instagram, SunnyPang72. On the Facebook is SunnyPang. On the IG is we talk about IG. On the TikTok is SunnyPang or 72 original. So yeah, official.
Cool.
Sorry.
Yeah, definitely. Everybody follow that guy. Follow that guy.
That's who he's going to be. After this Gareth Evans movie comes out, Sunny Pang is going to be that guy.
That's it.
Well, I wish, man, dude. I really wish, man. But if that happens, it'll be good. Then I'll probably see you guys. Here, have a coffee, and talk about martial arts. Will be good to learn some Krav Maga, whooping my ass, and Sambo whooping my ass. Yeah, it'll be good. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. This was great. Thank you so much, Sunny.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Paul.
Film Fights with Friends is brought to you by Breakfall Studios. Executive producers Stephen Kepfer, Paul Veracci, Tiago Benedetti. Produced by Press Record Studios with Richard Butler. Associate producers Becca G.T. and Jared DeCrose. Edited by Matthew Kaplowitz. Original music by Aru Luster.